All right, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and our peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. All right, this is the Akishai part of Middle Valley, South Carolina, and just a quick lesson on something I stumbled upon, earlier today. And this is basically watching Sports Center in the morning, man. I saw they had 144 highlighted in the corner, and I was like, why would ESPN have something highlighting or documenting 144? Which us brothers that's in the know, us brothers that are in this thing of ours, as the Apostle Gabar always states that this is, we state 144 as a code. Okay, every time we see 144, it's a building. It builds our spirit, lifts our spirit, reinforces our spirit, man, and we know what we're fighting for. All right, because Lord willing, we are a part of the elect, and we are a part of the house of David. Okay, and the house of David consists of 144,000 men, and those men are going to be raised up at the end to reign with Yahweh Shai, man, for those 1,000 years. And that's really a big thing when you think about it. That out of every, because the Lord is only dealing with Israel. Out of every man that is of the nation of Israel, only 144,000 has the word, it leaves me right now, but basically the privilege, not the privilege, but the honor from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to be under Yahweh Shai, under King David, okay, and to rule in their respective, ranking order, to rule this planet, man. And it's a beautiful thing. All right, so I'm gonna get into it, and I'm just gonna show you really fast how the 144,000 is a big thing, and it's of men. Okay, it's in the scriptures. It's in code, but it's in scriptures that the 144,000 are all men. Okay, and also it says 144 right here. It doesn't say 144,000, but we all know, man, that the 144,000 is the men. And 144, that's our number. We use that every time brothers see. It's like it. Every time brothers see 144, our spirit gets excited. Okay, So we'll see at the back of a license plate, or we're at work dealing with numbers that we see 144. That's exciting to us, man, because we know it's short for the 144,000. All right, so here it is right here, man. Just quick with this article. ESPN documentary 144 shows how 2020 WNBA season was all about more than basketball, and right there, that's blatant disrespect, because they're using the 144, which they know brothers. The elitists know that the brothers like using 144. We might just put 144 and not put the 144,000. Comma 3 zeros after it, but that 144 is a big number to us, because we know, and it reminds us what we're fighting for and what we might be a part of, man. So to use that and say and to attach it to women's basketball, that's blatant disrespect to the house of David, man. Okay, and also the name that it's like it. The full name is a League United or something like that. See, they right here just says 144 with the quotation marks or whatnot. But yeah, man. The whole name, if I'm not mistaken, is 144. A League United, or a league something, man. And that's BS, man, because 144,000 is of the elect of men. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, man, because I don't even want to read it, because what's the point? I don't even know what they're tying the 144 with. I don't know if it's 144 total women basketball players, or I don't know, man. in the NBA, the WNBA, but I don't know, man. But it doesn't mean anything. But let's just go really quickly into what the 144 is, man. All right. Now we're gonna go to the book of Revelation, chapter 7. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and hurt the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So that's a big thing right there, the sealing of the elect, because all of this hell and all of the destruction cannot hit the planet Earth until the elect is sealed. Okay, and the elect has a ranking order. Okay, the 12 the 12 disciples. Okay, and King David is in there, so a lot of brothers say the 12, and then King David did 144,000, but for ears to understand, King David was a disciple. He was a disciple. So whatever order that is, okay, the disciples, King David, which, he was a disciple, but, and then the 144,000, okay, then there's a 1/3 remnant, there's a remnant according to grace, which we were going to get later, all right, but the 144,000 is going to be the men that stood in this faith, that stood on this earth and endured this battle of good and evil, all right, and went through everything that Yahweh Shai wanted them to go through just to be rulers on the earth. Because, like the scriptures say, there's a difference between the men of the Lord and the angels. Okay, the angels are men of the Lord as well, but they're the men that were chosen to actually be put in in his flesh, because his flesh is like the book of Enoch says, Slakia. This flesh, what I'm saying, it's chains of darkness, man. Certain number of men were chosen to be in chains of darkness only to fight. And then the scriptures also say that the angels look down, and basically they're like, kind of wishing that they were in that spot, but just like marveling at like how men can be put in these chains of darkness and fight good and evil, man, because the angels are only programmed to be able to do good. Okay, so not to get off topic, verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so just real quick math, there's 12 tribes of Israel, so you have to times 12,000 by 12 to get 144,000. And it'll tell you right here, I just read a couple verses. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Okay, right now we're dealing with 36,000. Okay. Of the tribe of Asher, 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali, 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. 72,000 right there. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Okay, so about 36, 72, 108,000, if my math is correct. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So you add 36,000 to 108,000, and you get, bam, 144,000. And that's men. That's all men. That's all men. So I'll get that really fast. Get that really fast in the book of Ezekiel. Because the Lord's pasture is with flock of his pastures with men. Okay. Ezekiel 34:30. Thus shall they know that I, the Lord, their power, and with them, and that day, even the house of Israel are my people, saith the Lord Yahweh. And ye, my flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord Yahweh. So it's like the Lord is dealing with men, and there's a lot of things, a lot of times in the scriptures where he mentions sons, the sons of Israel, which is all inclusive of the whole nation. starting with the 144,000, but also the third, and then 2/3 is gonna come back. Well, the rest of the tribe of Israel, because the 2/3 only applies to the ones in America, Babylon the Great, but the rest that's not gonna make it on this side, that's gonna taste of that the second death. Okay, so Ezekiel 34:31 again, and ye my flock of my pasture are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord Yahweh. Bashem Yahushua, Lord Yahweh. Okay, right there. So there you go. Let's hit the book of Revelation, or Romans, because this is where I said it's very cryptic, and it's in code of the men being or making up the 144,000. This is the book of Romans chapter 11 verse 4. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. So when you go through the numbers, all right, every number has a meaning. All right, 1, 2, 3, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The number 1 means wisdom, 2 knowledge, 3 understanding. Okay, 4 is mercy, 5 is power. I forgot what 6 is. But 7 is understand. 7 is completion, the number of completion. And when you see it right here, it's the number of completion in the thousands, and that number is 144,000, man. Okay. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so, then at this time there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Okay, so with the 144,000, there's also a remnant. Over here it's 1/3, and then all the other nations, all the other Israelites that are scattered among the nations through the various parts of the earth. So right there, only brothers can understand the scripture, but this is telling you right here that the 144,000 are of men. Okay, let's go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. All right, and verse 9. I'm gonna start at 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, and there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from four winds, O breath, and breathe unto these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Then he said to me, son of the man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost, but we are cut off in our parts. And when you go into this chapter, it talks about the ones that's going to wake up. The one that's going to wake up in this current time that we're in. Okay, that being the elect. Okay, and then that being the elect, man. Okay, the elect are the ones that have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from Yahweh Shem outside, teach His word, and to lead Israel right now, man. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. And this is I'm going to tell you that there's a order. Okay, women. All right, there's a turn of things upside down in Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay, and we're all over the planet, but some places on the earth still have somewhat of order with their women and everything like that. But over here is totally off, man. All right, a woman shall I beheld a new thing in the earth, that a woman shall surpass a man, and this is very heavy over here in America. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is the anointed, which is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach, Yahushua, is Yahweh. So there's Yahweh, there's His only begotten Son, there's the man, and then there's the woman. And even over the man, you have to be a part of the 144,000, because those men are set apart from the other men of Israel, whether they be the ones that are not 144,000, that are of the remnant that's going to be saved, or they're part of the others that are going to taste of the death over here, or various parts of the earth, and be reborn back into the kingdom. Because like the scriptures say, all of Israel shall be saved. But there's different levels of that, which is another topic for another lesson, man. All right. And I'm going to end it in Revelation, man. Just to show you that there's going to be people reigning with Yahweh Shai. Revelation 2 and 26, 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. That's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is truth. And he that overcome from keeping my words to the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Woo! So the 144,000 is going to receive a portion of rulership with Yahweh Shah. Okay? This is the book of Revelation. This is not what I want, but chapter 19, verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth the sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh. So there you go. That's talking about Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? And him receiving that rod of iron from his father, aka the rulership. And just as I read in this previous chapter, there's going to be men, okay, that is going to rule with him. Now let's see if I can find that. Let's see. Slakia. They're going to rule with him 1,000 years. Okay, I found it. This is in the book of Revelation 20. All right. This is Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast. See, neither his image, neither had received the mark upon his foreheads or in his hands. And that's beautiful. This is a beautiful ending of this lesson, because at the beginning and I read Romans 11. All right, close to the beginning, I read Romans 11, and it talked about the Lord reserving 7,000 men that has not bowed their knee to Baal, which means they did not worship the beast, neither his image, neither have received the mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So they're not going to be a part of this world when Yahushua comes back. Neither are they going to receive that mark of the beast, which basically is a culmination of receiving or being a part of this world. Okay. Or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shah HaMashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years was finished. This is the first resurrection. All right, and that goes into the heathen getting their lands back, and not being too much in slavery anymore, because the heathen is still going to have to pay servitude. They're going to have to pay tributary. They're still going to be serving us in the kingdom of heaven, but that 1,000 years is going to be a different thing, because that 1,000 years is going to consist of the heathen nations, which include the Hamites, which are the so-called Africans, the Moabites, the Ammonites, which are the Chinese and the Japanese, and all those countries, so-called countries in between, which are split up in between the Moab and Ammon. Okay, and what I'm saying, and ultimately the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom, because they're gonna have the harshest punishment. They're gonna have the most severe punishment because of what they did to the children of Israel, man. But at the end of those 1,000 years, those heathen are gonna get their lands back, and whatever lands Yahweh Shem Shah has designated to them, and Esau, Edom is gonna be terminated. So. Anyway, that hopefully it was edifying, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakah, Hagudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.